Can you set it up so it's... I love it. How you like my choke? I got this from Salem.
I love it.
When I was in Salem. Don't you love?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, that's
looks, bomb.com. That looks so damn fly.
It
witchy.
does. Yes.
Don't it look fly?
Nice choker.
Hello. I'm doing too much, but that's okay. My daughter would tell me, Ma, all this and this and you doing too much, Mom.
We all got the throat cover, the throat chakra covered
like
up
to
a little bit.
Yeah.
That's why
it's fall
now.
It's fall, and I like to do too much. Do y'all?
Yes,
I do too.
Yes.
I feel you on that. Sometimes it's not good to do too much. So we're talking about why you're in debt, and we're also live streaming on Facebook. Let's bring Facebook a little bit closer. Can we bring this a little bit closer?
Yeah.
How's that? That way. Okay. How you love it? Ooh. How you loving LuvTubers? How you loving LuvTubers? LuvTubers, we are at my beautiful office in Washington, D.C. You know it's money magic. It's Thursdays. It goes up. Not goes down. It goes up with the Millionaire Club on Thursdays, baby. Where you at on Thursday in Washington, D.C.? I love you. I love you too. Love you, love you, love you. Let's get smashing. Smash that like button, baby.
They ask you about Bitcoin. They said, I know that this is not
button, baby. You want to find out about Bitcoin?
They ask you questions about Bitcoin.
I'm not giving you that information for free. Go subscribe to my YouTube channel, and then we can talk, okay? So, give us a smash, a like, and a share, and then we can talk about answering your questions. How's that? Yeah, yep. So this is all about why you're in debt. And in the mornings, we have this really powerful group, Winner's Circle. One of our groups that's in the Millionaire Club. We have a lot of things that we do in the Millionaire Club, and one of them is that we always get together on Thursdays for Money Magic. Like Thursdays is our day that we go in for Money Magic.
She said she already did. She ain't giving up. She was here with it. Like,
I love that.
I can't even miss it.
I love that. Yesterday somebody said, who was it? Shut up and take my money back.
For the book. Yeah, for that book.
That was so hysterical. Somebody else said the same thing. Me too. Take my money back.
I know that's right.
And that book, I didn't share yesterday how much the book is. The Money Mantras book. You want to share it? I told you how much. Did I tell you how much?
No, you didn't tell me how much it is.
$11.11.
Oh, $11. Oh, that's what she said. I forgot. I should remember that, right?
It's $11.11. Hey, coach.
Yeah, I should remember that.
That's you.
I'm definitely getting it.
Hello. $11.11. The Money Mantras. They're buzzing. I channeled them. I didn't make them up. I didn't think them up. I channeled them, right? So here's the deal. Why you're in debt. I'm so tired of being broke. Come on. I'm glad you're making that decision. Are they both your daughters? Oh, isn't that
beautiful? Yes, we are.
That's a compliment.
That's beautiful. Coach Tiffany, introduce yourselves. Thank you.
Hello.
I didn't even introduce y'all.
Hello, I'm Tiffany Satchel. I'm your 1111 coach, and I help people focus on their goals and achieve financial balance. Achieve financial balance. I'm learning from Coach Val.
Yay, she's a member of the Millionaire Club. Yes. And Tania.
Hey everyone, I'm Tania. I'm also a member of the Millionaire Club, and I speak on the lower vibrations in relationships, especially in the lesbian community, because I am a lesbian. And so, like, I speak about, like the insecurity, the jealousy, being possessive, controlling, all, and like coming from abandonment issues and all that stuff. So I talk about that to rise up your vibration so we can end, domestic abuse.
Oh, thank you so much, Tania. And they're saying it looks really pretty there. You are really pretty people. It's beautiful here. We're in Washington, D.C. on the rooftop of my office in Washington, D.C. It's absolutely a magnificent day. Yes, it's a magnificent day. So we're doing our live before tonight when we will do a couple of lives. And we're going to do our chanting tonight. Of course, we do our wealth. We do Money Magic every Thursday night. Money Magic every Thursday night. So follow us on the YouTube channel. If you cannot be here in person, smash the like button, smash the share button, subscribe, ring the bell so that you can get the notifications when we go live. You want the ding, 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 we're live, ding, 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 we're live. So while you're in debt, this is a good one. Are we ready?
Yes.
Are we ready?
Yes.
Are we ready?
Yes.
Here's why you're in debt. It's a simple law, The law of reciprocity means that you are consuming more than you're giving. Is that simple, and there's a deficit. It's that simple.
Okay, so now that's in the Bible, right? So Jesus said you have to give and receive, right? Give and receive. So how do we do that in
How
a
do
way
you
so
get
we could
to-
get to critical mass so that it's more, one is like what you
More,
said this
yeah,
morning, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That you're always giving more. Oprah can never be broke. Why?
Because
Because she always giving away
Give
cars
it,
and stuff.
give it. And you can't outgive the universe. The faster you give, the more the universe gives to you. Now, this is where people go, wah with this. They say, Val, now people tell me this all the time, right? Val, I give all the time. I'm always giving to people. But when I need something, nobody gives it to me. Has anybody ever heard that one before?
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. And also people say, I give. I tithe, Val, and then I was broke. Anybody ever heard that one before?
Yeah.
Right?
I have been tithing 11-11, and since I have been tithing 11-11, things went up. I'm not missing it.
Look at that.
Yeah.
I'm not. I think that it also depends on where
Both of you
you're
are
giving your
like
money
that.
as
Both
well.
of you are like, yeah, where you sow
I
into
think
good
where
seed.
you sow
Sow into good
depends
soil.
on. I think
Yeah,
it does matter.
It does.
Because
It does
I
matter.
grew up with that, knowing that you're supposed to tithe and stuff, and it didn't. I used to have, this now it's working.
Yes.
It might not have worked before, but it's working now.
I can attest to that. I can attest to that.
Yes.
The moment I started tithing was the moment where, like, financial mishaps stopped happening to me. I was just like, oh, snap. Like, everything seemed level, even though it may not be millions of dollars in my bank account, but I always have enough.
Yeah.
And a little bit more, but it's, more and more is starting to come because I'm always tithing now. I make sure that's the first thing I do now.
So it has to do with your alignment with whoever. You have to be spiritually aligned with the place that you're sowing into, right? You can't just go and sow anywhere, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's peel back the levels of this and the layers. There's layers of this, right? And look how the sun is going down. So we may move so we can get more sunlight.
Okay.
There's layers of this. First, the law of compensation, also known as the law of reciprocity, also known as the law of giving and receiving, also known as the law of sowing and reaping, also known as the law of cause and effect. It's really variations of the law of cause and effect. That as you give, you're going to receive. You're giving, you're going to receive. Now, why do people not experience that? It's because they are giving from a place of lack. And Oprah gives from a place of abundance.
Or they give they're only giving just to receive,
Just to
and
get
you can't
something
get
back.
and
Oh, yeah,
you
you
can't
can't
give
do
it
that.
that
Yeah,
way.
giving is not unconditional. Yeah.
I give. I'm like, nope, this ain't my money. This God's money. God,
Give it.
I don't want it.
That's exactly right. So, when we talk about the law of give and receive, the law of sowing and reaping, we understand that you're always going to give back according to what you're always going to receive according to what you give out. Now, if you never want to be broke again, I saw that in a comment. Someone said, I'm so tired of being broke. You can actually outgive. You can actually give your way out of broke. You can give your way out of being broke.
I want to do that.
You can do it. You can give your way out of being broke. However, check your consciousness. Because if you're giving from a place of, I don't have it, I don't know when it's going to come back to me, oh my God, I got to pay a bill. That's fear, lack, limitation. And that's what you're going to get back, more fear, lack, limitation, right? If you're giving from an open heart well of abundance and joy and giving, and it's always flowing,
Yes.
it naturally flows back to you. You can never be without. See, I can never be without at this point because I help too many people. How can I help you? And how can I help you? And how can I give something to you? And how I was giving away clothes. And
But today you're going to get jealous. I ain't going to say nothing about that.
I was like, oh, let me get jealous. They be getting jealous. When I give something to one of them, the other one be like, well, what about me?
I know mine's coming.
Oh, yes. I be giving all of them stuff. Whatever comes to me for you and blah, 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 right? I'm going to give it, right? So should we get more light, or let's just keep rolling, right? Because the sun's set on us. Let's keep rolling. So here's the second part of it. So there's two different things we're talking about. Number one, we're talking about how to get out of debt. You get out of debt by giving. Give of yourself. Give of your gifts. Give of your resources. Give of your knowledge. Give a hug. Give a smile. See, you continue. Most people, they say keep rolling. Most people are in deficit with the universe. Not that the universe is keeping a tally. It's not. However, you're just getting the results of what you are putting forward. So let's say that you have a book in you. You haven't written that book. Isn't that withholding from the universe?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say you have a song in you. You haven't sung that song. Isn't that you withholding from the universe?
Yes.
You have a dance choreography in you. You haven't written that dance number yet. Isn't that withholding from the universe?
Yes.
You have a new sonata in you that you want to play on the piano. You don't play the piano. You don't feel like it. You're too caught up going to the job. Isn't that withholding your gifts from the universe? You have a new idea. You don't share it with your friend and say, come on, let's do this together. Isn't that withholding from the universe? You see somebody walking down the street. They could use a hug, or someone that you know could use a hug. You don't give them a hug. Isn't that withholding from the universe?
Yes.
If you really look at your life, and if you really told yourself the truth, and if you really looked at what you do all day long, we could all find, my hand is raised, we could all find ways that we are withholding of ourselves, our loves, our love, our gifts, our all from the universe. Then what did we expect? Right?
Yes.
So how about no blame, right? Oh, I'm so guilty, I've been withholding from the universe. No blame. Simply awareness. Well, thank you, Val. Now I'm aware in a very self-loving way, right? In a very self-supporting way. Say, I choose to give. I'm going to give my gifts here. I'm going to give a smile here. I'm going to give a hug here. I'm going to give this here. Because you know that you're an infinite well of unending good. And you can't hold it. Can you hold all that good?
No.
What are you supposed to do with it?
Share.
It's supposed to be pouring it all out, and you're pouring yours out, and you're pouring yours out, and we're all pouring out, and I'm receiving what you're giving, and you're receiving what I'm giving, and this one is, and isn't that how it works? There's a story that in heaven, thank you, Val, you're welcome. There's a story, and I'm going to address the comment that Spirit directed me to see about the affirmation. Someone just quoted an affirmation that said something about, I am not in debt because God is not in debt, therefore, so. Someone just posted an affirmation. Did you see that affirmation?
Yeah, that's the Florence Scotian affirmation.
Okay. I would not use that affirmation.
Because it has the word debt.
Because it has the word debt in it. Now, I'm not saying that that's not an affirmation that didn't work. I understand that now we're continually evolving to higher levels of consciousness, aren't we?
Yes.
So when we evolve to higher levels of consciousness, we learn better, we do better. So now I would use a different affirmation. And the affirmation that I would use is I always have more than plenty. I always have more than is required. You ladies are looking amazing. Thank you. So I do not put the word DEBT into any affirmation that you're using. Don't put it in at all. Your subconscious mind doesn't want to know anything about that.
I don't
right?
want to know nothing.
You don't want to know anything. Haven't we all had enough of that? Haven't you had enough of that? You've had enough of it. So don't put it in your affirmation anywhere. Now, how are you going to get out of debt? This is why you're in debt. Because you consume more from the universe than you give. Okay? Yay, we're live. You're consuming more than you give. You can tip the scales the other way by giving more than you consume. You know who does that better than anyone I know? Take a guess. In my family. Oprah.
Family?
Yeah, in my family. Take a guess.
Who gives?
More than they consume.
Who gives?
It's a he. Well, you're
Oh, your son.
Corey.
Oh.
That child,
Yeah.
he creates more by 12 noon than some people create in 6 months. He's always pouring out, making another drawing, making another painting, making another this, drawing that, drawing that. He doesn't ask about money. He doesn't think about himself. He doesn't ask who's going to buy it. He doesn't ask who's it for. I'm gotten the God bumps as I'm thinking, because I was sharing earlier today that he is the most giving person I know that's close to me in my family, because he's always creating more art. The art that's coming out of him, like when he's in his sleep, I'm sure there's something that's just like still. It is incredible. And guess what I read today? The affirmation for today, I think today is Red Rhythmic Moon, I think, the galactic signature for today. We'll check it to make sure. Okay. But it said something like, the art dimension employs, if we want to be employed, if you raise your hand and you want to be employed by the art dimension, the art dimension, you like that, right? That sounds exciting, right? The art dimension employs humans to be mediums to elevate human consciousness through the creation of art.
I can definitely see that.
That's what the art dimension is doing
for art.
For a piece of art to put in a living room.
Yes.
That's why they paid him 5 figures to come coach that, to come paint that school, multiple 5 figures to come paint that school, because every time the kids walk in and they see Corey's version of Wonder Woman, Superman, the Flash, in the bathroom stalls, on the walls going, they see the galactic space, part he painted. They're thinking, we could go to space, we can go to the stars. It's elevating your consciousness. The art dimension does that. It employs humans to be mediums. Now, don't you have to volunteer? It's not just going to come and grab you and say, hey, you be a medium, right? Don't you have to give yourself to that?
Yes.
There is no one that I've seen that has given themselves to their destiny and calling at the level that Corey has without question. Like, don't even ask where your next dollar is coming from.
C. Evans.
C. Evans, the artist. SEE_Evans. Just go look at his Instagram. Go look at his Instagram, and you will see the creations. And more is always, and the more you engage it, the more you can do. And the more you do, the more you can create. And they don't understand where all this creation is coming from. Creation. See, you can't outgive the universe. So you keep creating like that, the universe just keeps giving you more and more and more and more and more and more. You'll never be in debt. That's why he's not in debt.
Yes.
That's why he has a beautiful home to live in.
Yes.
That's why he has hot money coming in.
Yes.
That's why he has ever bigger checks coming in.
Yes.
That's why people are seeking out his art. That's why people are hiring him. Come paint this, come paint that, come paint that. Because he's just pouring out, and his head is not in the way. His head is not in the way of anything he's doing. But I've seen so many artists in the word, the written word, which is the kind of artistry I bring forward, books, right? So many of them are in their way. It takes them 20 years to write a book. It don't take no 20 years to write a book.
Jeez.
It took me 10 years to write my first book because my head was in the way. What about this? And who's gonna publish it? And how did that? And I don't have time to write it. And should I do this? And who's gonna edit it? And blah, blah, blah. Your head is so far in the way.
Yes, it is. Thank you for telling me that.
You know what I'm talking about?
I'm 4 years in of not writing mine, so
Non-clutter is all in the way. And Corey is so surrendered, and nothing's in the way. The stuff is just clear medium to pour through him, right? Clear channel. It can just keep pouring out and continuously pour out. Oprah did not get to be Oprah by sometimes showing up to TV. Did she say, I'll do a show today because I feel like it?
Right.
Did she do that? But how come we think we can do that on Facebook or YouTube? Maybe I'll show up today. Maybe I'll do a video. Maybe I won't.
I don't feel like I'm tired.
I don't feel like it.
I'm not gonna lie, I do. I be like, Facebook, I'm tired. I need energy. Like, I need to get myself. I'm an introvert.
See? So when you consider it, how is it that Oprah, she put herself in a position where she had to show up every day? She couldn't be, I'm sleepy, I got the flu, I'm tired, I don't feel like it, I want to go for a walk today. She put herself in a position where she had to perform because too many people, she was accountable to too many people, she had to show up. That's how she became Oprah, right? Everybody wants to be Oprah, but everybody doesn't want to do what Oprah did, right?
Very true.
Okay, so let's talk about the other. So that's how to get out of debt. Create. That's giving. When we say give, it doesn't have to be money. It can be give of yourself, give of your talents, give of your time, give of your creative gifts, give of. You're always
giving out
us.
free. Yeah, I was about to ask, the free readings, is that?
Not really,
Okay.
because at a certain when I say give, Corey doesn't give away all that art for free, does he?
I don't think
Right?
so,
No, he's not giving it away for free. The perfect people that want to buy it will come, and they'll pay him for it, and that's how he sustains his life on planet Earth, right? So he's not giving away all his art for free. So we're not supposed to give all our art away for free, because your art has a value to it, and that's your art, and you have your art, and I have my art. Everyone's art has a value to it, right? And people get to, by law of reciprocity, they get to honor your art by giving you a reciprocal value for that art. Right? Some people will pay $10,000 for a work of his. Maybe one work might be $500. Depends, right? It's reciprocal, isn't it? That's law of reciprocity. Let's go to the second one, and then we're going to call it quits. Or not call it quits. We're going to conclude this conversation.
No pause.
We're going to pause until later on tonight when y'all going to be with us. Later on, the second piece is the tithing. So people think tithing doesn't work. And this is why people think tithing doesn't work.
Tithing works.
It works.
Hello.
I am a firm believer now.
It just works. It just works, right? Because This is why people try to convince me tithing doesn't work. I've heard it from people over the years. I don't hear it too much anymore because where my consciousness is, I'm fully convicted in tithing. So where my consciousness is, I don't hear that anymore. But this is what I used to hear from people. Yeah, but I tithe and the preacher was doing this and that. Look, if you tithe and the preacher goes and takes all your tithe money and buys a Cadillac, that is not proof that tithing doesn't work, people. Right. That's not the proof. That's a person doing what people do. Mm-hmm. I don't know anything about that, right? Your responsibility is law of 10. There is a law of 10%. The first 10% goes to God. Yes. You have money, the first 10% goes to God. Once you give that 10% to God, this is what's going to happen. The other 90% is going to be protected. And as I said this morning, if you get a $10,000 check and you give $1,000 to the place where you're fed spiritually, it looks like you have less than what you started with, right? It looks like now you have 9,000. I had 10,000, Val. Now I only have 9,000. Isn't that what it looks like? Mm-hmm. Except you have 9,000 according to Kabbalah and light.
Yes.
Which would you rather?
I want 9,000 light.
I want light. Yes.
The light. You have now invited the power of the light into your life.
Thank you. Mm-hmm.
And now you have 9,000 and light. What do you have with 10,000? 10,000 in darkness. Okay, you just by yourself. Go ahead.
And then the other 9,000 can just fly away.
Yeah, because the 9,000 will go further, right? It'll go further. It goes
further. And this is what we must also understand. What you were saying about all those little mishaps. Mm-hmm. Your tithe, this law of 10, it's a law. The law of 10 will be paid by all of us. Now, whether you do it voluntarily and happily to the place that you love with such joy, or whether you pay the 10% by broken down cars, deductibles on getting sick that you didn't expect to do, flat tires, tickets. That used to be one for me, parking tickets, because I get so caught up in what I'm doing. And the police officer was like, a ticket, that heater, air conditioning unit in your house going out. Oh, the 10% is being paid anyway because everyone's paying the 10% because it's a law of 10.
And those give you headaches. So you might as well just do it.
And they're not joyful, right? And if you go back and you add up all these mishaps and you add them up for the whole year, I bet you it's 10% of your income. It will be frighteningly close. All the unexpected little financial demands that niggle at you, death by 1,000 cuts, I'll bet you it comes up to about 10%. When you could have been stroking checks and being happy and giving money away and putting yourself on the frequency of the law of reciprocity.
Yes.
That's why you're in debt, and that's how to get out of it.
See, and you know what? I think that I guess that it's important for people to understand that it's a higher way of thinking. Because if you think that it doesn't, that you're not going to get nothing out of it, you're not going to get nothing out of it, right? Then what's the right? It's like you're kind of like tithing for no reason. So it's a high.
Well,
way
we
of
don't
thinking.
tithe to get something out of it.
It's not a
we tithe. That's a good question. That's a good question. Because what is the purpose of tithing? What's the whole purpose? Two purposes. One, tithing is your own acknowledgement that you were fed by the universe. Because you tithe to where you receive your spiritual food. So tithing is your acknowledgement. This universe has fed me spiritually, because it says go into the storehouse. This universe has fed me, right? I went into the storehouse. I went to YouTube anytime I wanted to. I pulled up any great spiritual information I wanted to, right? I chanted. They got chants on YouTube. They got this. I could turn to look at the minister on TV. I got this. Didn't the universe feed each one of us every single day spiritually?
Yes.
It made sure to feed all of us spiritually, didn't it?
Yes.
When you get money, then we take the first 10% of it and we give it to all the places where we got fed spiritually.
She wants to know if you're on this channel. Let me tell you, I watched this channel for years, and I came across the video that said you're coming to the banquet and you're not putting it. This is your church.
This is church.
So this where you supposed to tithe. She take Bitcoin. She take
Bitcoin
cash,
address right there, right underneath.
Venmo, PayPal.
Whatever you like, boo. You want to give something to Reverend Val? It's gonna be easy to give me money. definitely.
Yes.
And my Bitcoin address is under every one of these vids. And if you say, but Val, I ain't got Bitcoin yet, then that's going to be another conversation. Why you been watching me for 2.5 years, you still don't have Bitcoin, right?
I messed up because I was skeptical and I only put $5 and I should have put 100 because I had 100 to put. I'll never forget that day. I was like, I'm not putting it. I was like,
we all have Bitcoin sad stories. Yeah. That's why you can't look back with Bitcoin. Just look to the future.
I only put $5. Don't sleep on the Bitcoin, y'all.
I don't torture myself looking back at all that Bitcoin I was throwing around every which way. I look to the future.
It doubled. Like 7 times. 7 times. It went from $5 to $35 in less than 2 years.
Look at that.
What are you getting in the bank?
Nothing. In the bank is negative interest rates. They actually charge you. Yeah, it's negative. They actually charge you to hold your money. Yeah, at this point where we are now, they're charging you to hold your money. So the purpose of the tithe is twofold. Number one, it's your acknowledgement. This universe fed me. And what is that going to do for your consciousness over time? If you keep acknowledging, oh, the universe fed me here, oh, the universe fed me here, wouldn't it give you a deep, abiding sense that you are taken care of by the universe? You are nurtured. You are loved. You are cherished. You are adored. Every day, the universe is bringing you spiritual food. Tiffany, did you get your spiritual food today? Every day, the universe is bringing you spiritual food. Mm-hmm. Well, what are you doing for all of that? Nothing? Yeah. Then you get money, you be like, peace out. Thank you, universe. I got some money. Do you ever go back? What about those 10 men who were all with leprosy, right? Or were they blind? I forget their disorder. They had some. It's all a demonstration of mental disease. So whatever it is, but there were 10 men in the Bible, right? And they were following Christ. And Christ said, I think they were blind. He said, go wash or do something, and go in peace. Go show yourselves to the priest, because they had to show themselves to the priest to get ceremonial clean and all that. As they were walking, they were healed. It was 10 of them together. How many turned back and said thank you? Now, your whole life has just changed. You have been healed of an illness that you have had for all your life. Your whole life just changed. How many do you think ran back and said thank you of the 10?
1.
2.
2.
Okay.
2. As a matter of fact, while we're live, every time we go live, you can do a super chat. A super chat is $5, $10, $20, $30. Trust me, I'm going to use it for something lovely. Trust me. You sown on good ground when you sow on me.
Yes, I could vouch for that.
If you feel like you can't afford a coaching program, or you can't afford coming to a retreat, or you can't, do a super chat. Every time I go live, super chat. Put a super chat. A super chat is only like $5, $1, whatever YouTube does. YouTube has a way that you can just do a super chat, right? Anyway, 2 came back, and I vowed I will never. Oh, what is super chat? Look to the chat and you'll see a $. $sign. Wow, this is great. I get to tell my people what a super chat is. You'll see a little $sign. You can actually donate. You can actually give. You can give money to any YouTuber while they're live in a super chat. $5, $10, $20, $100, $1,000. I ain't limiting you. However you feel, whatever flows you. Yeah, super chat. That's what super chat is, okay? Yeah, it's got a little $. And every song, yeah, it's tipping. I feel like tipping you, Valerie, so much. Yay, thank you. I love you. And I'm always receiving. I'm always receiving because I'm always giving. And so therefore, that's why it's impossible for me to ever not experience abundance, because I'm always giving. And if you want more money, you just create more money by giving more of your gifts and services. Just say, what other program could I offer? How many more people could I help? How many more books could I write? And then people will pay you for that. It's very simple, right? So that's the first reason why you want to tithe, is because you're acknowledging, man, the universe bought me spiritual food every single day, right? Number 2, this is for me. The universe knows it can trust you with ever enlarging amounts of money if you always give 10%. Because when you get money, is it your money?
Nope.
No. This money is not our money. You're a steward. Right? So if you're a steward and you know that this money does not belong to you, you're stewarding the money, right? Like if I walked up to you right now and said, Tania, I'm going away. I'm going to give you $1 million, my $1 million portfolio. Keep track of it while I'm gone. Keep track, and help it grow and all that. And then I leave. You know that's not your money, right?
Right.
And you are going to do what?
Keep track of it and make sure that it grows.
Yes, you almost will be more on top of it for somebody else's money than for their own, because they feel such a great responsibility. Like, I can't let her come back here. Yay! Look at the super chat. Thank you. See how fast and easy it is to manifest money, just like that, just like that, just like that. I love it. Thank you, Carol. And trust me, when you give money to people that have money, you will have more money. It's a law. If you give your money to need, you invite need into your life. If you give your money to people that are abundant, you are now coupling with me to have greater abundance. Isn't that beautiful?
Yes, it is.
That's a beautiful thing, isn't it? It's a beautiful thing. So, lastly, you want to acknowledge that, okay, I've been withholding. Are all of us now saying, I'm going to give? I'm a giver. Let me see it in the comments. I'm a big giver. I'm a big giver. I'm a big giver. I'm a big giver. I'm gonna try my best to outgive this universe. Let's see. Let's see. Just play a game with yourself. Just say, I'm a giver. I'm a giver. I'm a giver. I'm a giver. Let's see it in the chats. Let's see it in the chats. I'm a giver. I'm a giver. Because you have to make this, I'm a giver. I'm a giver. Beautiful, beautiful. You have to make this acknowledgement and declaration yourself. I'm a giver. I'm a huge giver. Oh, look at this. I'm a big giver. I love it. I'm a giver. I'm a giver. You have to proclaim it, don't you?
Absolutely.
Choose it, speak it, and then be it. I'm a giver. I'm a giver. I'm a giver. And then I'm a giver. I'm a giver. Look at all these awesome comments.
He said, "Whose money is it, Val? If
it's not the universe's money."
He's like, it ain't my money. Then whose money is it?
Good question. Look, I'm gonna tell you one thing you own in this life. You own one thing in this life. Who knows what it is?
Your thoughts?
One thing. You own one thing in this life. What is that? No. When you die, what's going to be left? When you die, they're going to put the money in a suitcase and put it in your
your soul.
No.
No, you don't even own that. Right?
No, you don't even own your soul. That's good. Soul, mind, they're guessing. This is good. This is good. You own one thing in this life.
It's not your memories.
Nope.
Well, then, I'm
one thing. You own one thing. Everything else is...
your word.
That's close.
Oh, he got Val up there.
Wow. I think he said, wow. Will, I'm definitely a giver. Excellent. Your name.
Oh, your name?
Your name. That's the only thing you own.
Your name.
When you leave, you will still have it. Oh, yeah, Tania Butler. Yeah, we remember her. Oh, she taught lesbians so much. Oh, she did this. Oh, she did that. Oh, Nelson Mandela. What does he own?
His name.
Oh,
Martin Luther King. What does he own?
His name.
When we call Medgar Evers, when we call Harriet Tubman, when we call Martin Luther King, when we call Mother Teresa, does Mother Teresa have any money where she is right now?
Nope.
So nothing is lasting that is in this third dimensional form. Money ain't real. It's we playing with monopoly money. Playing with it on the earth plane. You don't own that. No one owns anything except your name. Who were you? And you get to choose that every moment of every day. Who am I? Right?
Right.
You get to determine that. Your name. You don't even own your spirit. God owns all that. Your name. That's completely up to you. And you will own it when you leave here. Gandhi. You say Gandhi. 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 Right? Winston Churchill. Oh, Winston Churchill. Maya Angelou. Oh, Maya Angelou.
Yes.
We say the name, you get it. Right? That's the only thing you own.
Wow.
So you better make that be, when people say Valerie Love after I'm gone, I keep telling y'all I'm not having a funeral, I'm having a funeral when I leave. I told my kids, everybody comes in white. If anybody comes in black or they're crying, tell them you can't get in here. Because at this funeral, if anybody cries, don't let them in. Do not, because nobody's going to be down at my funeral. This is going to be a funeral, a celebration. They're going to be like, that lady,
You can't cry.
if they come in here crying, oh, you can't come in. My mama said you can't come in. And if you come in black, you can't come in. Everybody's wearing all white, balloons. They're going to show my pictures, and everybody's going to sit around and eat good food and tell funny Reverend Val stories and fall out laughing. That's going to be the whole funeral. Guess what she said to me? Remember that time she told me blah, blah, blah? And y'all are going to crack up, and y'all going to be, remember she said tighten up your wig on YouTube? Remember how she used to come on YouTube and say, smash that like button, baby? And y'all going to tell all these funny Reverend Val stories. And as soon as you say Valerie Love, it's going to mean something. That's all I get to go out with. Do you get to go out with anything else?
No.
They can put all that stuff like they used to do in Egypt, and they used to put all that stuff with the king. And what happened? The grave diggers, they take it. Grave robbers came, clean that gold out. Hello?
Yeah.
You get one thing, make it good. Valerie Love will mean something when I leave here. That's what I'm working for. When you say Valerie Love after I leave here, it will mean something. And what's your name going to mean? Because that's the only thing you own. I love you. God bless you. Peace. Bye. Love you. Oh, this is awesome. Awesome. We love you, LuvTubers. Love you.